Everyone. My name is Ankush and I welcome you on this platform of SSB Online Theory. Today we have Shreyas Kamath. He recently got recommended in Indian Naval Technical Entry, Short Service Commission IT. So I will request Shreyas to please brief the audience about his SSB experience, and whatever doubts you all have, you can clarify at the end. Once Shreyas will complete, then you can ask doubts, right? I will allow everyone to interact with Shreyas at the end. So over to you, Shreyas. You can start this session.
Thank you, Ankush. Hello, everyone. My name is Shreyas S Kamath. I'm from Mangalore in Karnataka. So basically, I'm a software engineer at a company known as SLK Software. So initially, I was not knowing about all this SSB, and we have a role in defense also to play like IT entry. So basically, my passion was to get into IT in the industry itself and work for IT, but my major goal was to do something for the country. So basically, I thought I'll prepare for UPSC and do civil service exam, all those. So when I was doing my work, one day I came to know that about this SSB, and I came to know that even in armed forces you require some IT people. So I thought this could be one opportunity to give myself for the country and do what I like and also serve the country. So I got this opportunity. So basically, I this was my first SSB. I applied for the first SSB and I got selected and recommended in this SSB itself. So the journey starts like this. So when I got call letter, I saw the uh, Ankush. Can you clarify? Is it audible to everybody?
Yes, I hope Shreyas is audible to everyone.
Yes, he is.
Okay, Shreyas, please
Thank you.
continue.
Yeah, okay. So when I got a call letter, I saw the center. It was Kolkata. So basically, when I saw, I'm from South, and when I saw the Kolkata, it is like almost 48, 50 hours train journey if you go, and it is very far. So initially, I thought of dropping this plan. I'm not going this time because it's Kolkata, and basically, I'm not that prepared. Also, eventually I didn't know much about SSB, and I just thought for experience I will go. But even when I saw this Kolkata as the center, I hesitated to go. Then my parents and my friends told, "This is your opportunity. Please go. Whatever it is, no problem. We are there to support you." Then I went, and even before going, I texted one guy in Arun at least on call. I feel, and I met him before going to Kolkata SSB. So we shared a room before the day of screening. I mean reporting day. Then when we reported there, I think almost 70 candidates had reported during that time, and in that 20 got screened in. So eventually the uh, first one, or this test was easy, and even this PPDT was we were of 10 people in a group, I guess. So 10 people. So basically we all narrated our story. After narrating the story, sir, we didn't come to any conclusion in that story, I remember clearly, but so assessor agreed with whatever we were going through. Like we were about to conclude a story, but he intervened in between and he told enough. So we were in a doubt that will we was our group will get washed out or something like that, because of we didn't have a clarity. We thought everybody has to come to one conclusion only, then we will get screened in or something. But initially I expected that I did well in that narration, and wherever GD, wherever possible, I gave my inputs as well. So I thought it went well, and hopefully what I thought it happened like that. I was screened in. So out of 70, I don't know exact number, 18 were screened in. Out of that, 9 were freshers and 9 were repeaters. So our batch was divided, 9 freshers and 9 repeaters. So next day, the tasks like psychologist start. In that also, whatever TAT, VAT, SRT, and SDT. Eventually, TAT was easy compared to like all the 12 story. Everyone, I think, all felt it was comparatively easy, but it was not that confusing thing. But I kept my story very simple, very short and clear. So whatever I know about that story, it was my all the stories were like relating to what I experienced or relating to all student life, all like that stories. All the picture clearly 12 pictures I don't remember, but if someone has any doubt on any picture, I can tell whatever it is. Then SRT, I think mostly I wrote only 30 to 35 SRT because time was insufficient. Time was very no, it was going very fast. I could not wrap up the SRT completely. Even WAT, I think I wrote almost 48 to 50. WAT was good, went quite well as such. Even after that self description test, I had prepared itself. Even my close friend Arunatri, who's on this call, even he guided me to come to a good STT. So that was good. So next, I think same day I had my personal interview. Personal interview, there was not so much tricky or pressure question or slash such we call that. It was very straight questions about, and first that we call that rapid fire or something. That questions were he kept on asking question interviewer. In between, I could not remember questions, so I told, did I forget any question or something like that? So basically, all the question whatever he asked, I gave answer, honest answer. So it even the personal interview, it went quite long time, but basically was all asking about my life journey or what work I do, some questions related to my work, some questions, mostly all the questions related to your PIQ only, what you fill in that PIQ form. Basically questions are related to that, all straightforward questions, nothing to worry in that. And after that, group testing. In that, I was in freshers batch. It was everybody were new to it, so all had same mindset. So even when we went for GD, we discussed that we will give chance for everybody. We will not no scream or do a fish market like condition. So it went well. We gave chance for everybody. Even I took some initiation and made everybody speak whoever could not speak. So even GD2 topics, our group no, we discussed the topic really well, and we were it was going very smoothly, the GD. And lecturate also, I took easy topic, like I remember my topic obesity. I took the topic obesity in India, that was my topic. So it was simple topic, so whatever I knew regarding obesity and how you can prevent that, so literally spoke about that. Then all other group tasks, if you see individual obstacles, the obstacles in Kolkata, if you see, it is really difficult to complete 10. I think out of 18 in our batch, only one completed whole 10 obstacles. Remaining everybody were 9, 8 like that. So I did 8 individual obstacles. So there is a myth that you have to complete all individual obstacles. So it's nothing like that. It completely depends on your overall performance. Nothing has to do with if your one task or some goes really bad. Nothing to worry regarding that. So after that, group task, progressive group task, all that other task what's not that as I expected, because we were all freshers. So most of the tasks were guided by our GTO itself. So nobody came to like very good solution or anything like that. So every time our group testing officer interviewed and he was giving us idea, but more or less I gave all my suggestions and inputs. Think even my GTO went quite well. So after that, specifically don't remember any instance that stood out for me that I did like this in this or something. Overall, I went in a group perspective only. I remember we were all unite, and because we used to we were staying from past 4 5 days, and I knew the group very well, all that 9 members very well, and they knew me very well. So we were in such a bonding that we were nobody was dominating anything or anything. So we did our group task really well. So all had a conception that two or three will in our group will get selected or nobody will get selected like that. So after that conference day out of 18, only my name was called out. So it was a really a proud moment for me. So that's it. After that, all the medicals is done. Now next week I'll be joining INA. Yes.
That's great. That's great, Shreyas. Now I will ask all aspirants if you have any doubt, if you have any queries, feel free to interact with Shreyas. Shreyas is there with us. You can ask your questions. You can unmute yourself. Even you can switch on your video. You can interact. Yes, Vikas.
Yes, Shreyas, I just want to ask one thing that how many SRTs and WET you have attempted?
As I mentioned, SRTs, it was, we can't read at the same time in that pace and write all the SRT. So basically, to be precise, 32 or 34 SRT I have completed. And coming to what if I didn't know what to write, I just wrote the word. So if you count that, I think I've attended everything. So if didn't know anything to write in that word, I wrote that word literally. So that's all I know regarding that. I think what also if I attended, like if I wrote that sentence for that word, I think 40 maximum. Other 20 I just wrote the word or I just combined with some other sentence. It was fluke. All others was, but 40 if you see it is good. I don't go with numbers. Basically, even they don't go with quantity. It is quality that matters. Whatever word you have attempted in that, if they can pull out some qualities of you, then you are in. Nothing to worry with number. Yes, I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, yes, thank you so much. And one more thing, I just want to ask that could you please tell me your blank story, what you have written in your blank story?
Yeah, blank story. Like earlier, also we had discussed with my friend Arun that whatever he told me that whatever achievements you have in your life, someday you have achieved something or something like that of that sort. So I told like I had gone for some project event, so I was the captain of that team. So basically, I made a story out of it, how we prepared for that event, how was that event day, what obstacle came in that event, so how we overcome that obstacle, and we concluded with the flying colors. So that was the story I wrote.
Okay, that was the only thing from my side. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Vikas.
Shreyas, one question from my side. How was your
Yes,
command
sure.
task? Like, initially GTO used to interact with the candidate,
Mm,
had a normal
mm,
talk before the CT.
mm.
So, was it tough? You feel like just share some experience of command task?
Yeah, I don't know because there is a saying that if you are getting attention from GTO, your command task will be little bit difficult or something of that sort. So when my command task was given to me, I felt that task is easy only. So and when I called two candidates for command task, I didn't call the candidates who everybody called because everybody were calling only one person. So I thought, let me give chance to a person who nobody called. So I called randomly two people. I didn't go with their what they're skillful or not, nothing, because I am the one who will come out and they will do it. Nothing has to go to their brain. So I called two random person. They came and even the task seemed easy. It didn't feel tricky. So that that if GTO has attention and they'll give you tricky situation like to check your an above border or something. So I didn't get any such a tricky sort of command task. It went well. in first attempt or second attempt we could possibly move out of that.
Any other question?
Hello, sorry, I didn't get that.
Yeah. Anyone else want to ask? Please ask your queries.
So, Shreyas, did you get a chance to do Burma Bridge? Your group was able to do Burma Bridge because I have been to that Kolkata board as well.
No. We have not got that, I feel. Sorry,
Okay,
you are
because
telling about Burma Bridge, the individual obstacle.
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Many people did that. It was little bit distance was more, but still many people could do that. Not a problem. The problem was that number three, that balancing beam. It was little bit difficult. It was height was more. I fell in that literally in between. So that was one point I remember that. Apart from that, every obstacle was little bit difficult only compared to other centers, because my other repeaters friends used to tell Kolkata individual obstacle is little bit difficult. They have kept like that.
Yes, commando walk is very shaky also.
Yeah, shaky also. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, I have bent that board.
But the location of the board is beautiful.
Yes, just near the Hogli River.
Yeah.
Any other question? Anyone? So Gaurav is asking, at the time of interview, did IO try to grill you?
No, he was very sweet to me. Actually, if he would, I was nervous before entering, but he made a conversation begin casually, and he made like we got a rapport in between, and it went really well. There was no grilling session or something. It was really, I was surprised because even I thought, as far as I heard from others or even YouTube or something, I thought it would be like they will grill us or something like that. But it went smoothly because I used to give simple answers on that. I didn't give any no big answer. I didn't have a lot of achievements also to showcase there. So it was all simple. Yeah.
I hope you all have stayed in Tagore. Am I right?
Yes. I got.
Tagore, okay.
Any other question? Anyone? Please ask.
Admin, can you mute that person who's music?
Yeah. Okay. Just a minute. Let me mute. Okay. So Himanshu is asking how to identify your weaknesses.
Weaknesses is a very very tricky question, because even I faced when I came to know about this SSB, I also sorted it out. I noted down what is my weakness. So it is easy to tell your strengths. You can note down 10 or 5 strengths easily. But when it comes to weaknesses, literally, we need to think like we are also scared of telling some weakness. Everybody has one or two weaknesses easily you can tell, but even you will feel some hesitate to tell your weaknesses sometimes. But some weaknesses are there, like time management was my weakness. I came to know everybody will come to know your weaknesses, like normal common weaknesses. So if it is weaknesses are there, tell in such a way that you are working hard to overcome that weakness and convert it into your strength. So I told my weakness is time management. I told I'm working towards it, and even my father is telling nowadays you're coming on time. So make sure that when you tell your weakness also, you end up in such a way that you're working hard to solve that weakness like that. If you want to find your weaknesses, you have to analyze yourself. That's the only way I can tell you. Like just analyze it. It takes time. It doesn't come in 1 or 2 weeks. Every day write down some journal or something. Ask yourself question: what you did today, what went wrong, and you will come to know that initially in next 20-25 days, if you ask yourself all these questions, you'll come to know at the end of the day that yeah, I'm also having such kind of weakness. Yes.
Chetna is asking, did interviewing officer asked any questions related to your domain like IT, computer field? Any questions in
Yeah.
interview?
Um, Not technical questions weren't asked to me because I directly went to my project. So he asked about my project, what project you are working currently, who are your teammates, what is your role in that, why manager is approaching you for, if some problem happens, who will you approach in your team, all that question. Not technical questions, but related overall your project, how you manage that project, all regarding that.
Aryan is asking, how did you prepare for your WAT and TAT?
W and TAT I prepared like we used to have in Telegram. There are many groups. There are many groups. I can't name one or two. There are many groups. They keep regular sessions on that TAT. So whenever I had time, I attended. Or else in that groups also they used to send us picture, and you have to fill your response. So if I would write my response in book and I used to see others' response and I come to know. And even Telegram groups, even I used to take initiative and sometimes I used to also keep TAT sessions so that I can. And WAT similarly, read some newspapers, read some books. I used to have a habit of reading newspaper earlier, so and my English was not that bad, so I could frame a sentence. But I came to know it's not about framing sentence, it's about your positive sentence. Anybody could frame a sentence on some words easily, but some positive sentence or like that, if some negative sentence come, negate it with something and make it positive. All that tricks I came to know after reading some Telegram groups or some YouTube blogs, just like that. But preparation, practice, that's all I can tell.
Exactly. So what Shreyas has told, regular practice, like we do on Google Meet, on various platform, even on WhatsApp group, this actually helps at SSB. When you go at the very first day, your confidence level is good. Like I have seen some candidates, they have performed far, far better at SSB. So this actually helps when you are consistent, when you are doing your practice on regular basis. It really helps you a lot at SSB.
Yeah, if you have a group of friends who are preparing for SSB, make a group of them and regularly keep a timing and strictly follow that. When group picture is shown for 30 seconds, or follow all the rules and make an environment of SSB itself, and then solve one or two picture daily. Then it will help you to get think about one picture and come to one story. Then discuss with your friends in English only, like majorly use mostly English only, so that you'll get used to that. Yeah, such that like that with your friends and you can practice that daily.
Yeah, right. Any other question? Anyone? From where did you prepare for GD? Chetna is asking.
GD, I thought because my even though I used to read papers like newspapers, current affairs I was mostly familiar with, but when it comes to many GD topics, you get an YouTube channel called Armed Forces Preparatory Academy. That academy, in that they separately give all the GD topics. So daily I used to see two or three GD topics, and I used to learn from that. And even newspapers helps me a lot in getting to know about current topics. Current, yeah.
Okay. Ashwarya is asking, is it possible that you get short service to permanent? Yes, Ashwarya, I will answer this question. Once you complete your tenure of services, at the end, as per your ACR, that is annual confidential report. So on the basis of your performance during the services, you get a chance for permanent commission as well. You apply for that separately. So, whole performa is there. Once you are into the services, once your tenure of short service is completed, so you apply for permanent commission, and as per your remark of your commanding officer, and as per the other formalities, you get the permanent commission, and the vacancy also matters, right? So you get the permanent, but I will say it is bit tough in Indian Navy. It, like, as per the requirement in Indian Navy, I think permanent uh, vacancies are less as compared to Army. In Army, it's easy to get, to get from short service to permanent. But definitely there is a provision. You get converted into the, permanent position. So Rohan is asking how many points you gave in your GD.
Points. Specifically, I don't remember how many points I gave, but I initiated in between. If I gave some good points, I can tell that, to be honest. Even the group felt the same, because if group was going in some direction, I brought group to this direction. That if group was going in some direction which is not relevant to the topic, I brought them back to the relevant topic. So that is how you bring the group to relevant topic. So whenever I felt that I didn't know much about that topic, but when group starts discussing, I will grab points from everybody, and I brought a good point to and I got noticed in that group. So then that group eventually went in my direction, because I was speaking some relevant to that topic itself. And number doesn't matter, I feel, when you in that point also, nobody counts how many points you have spoken also.
Any other doubt left, anyone? Anything else? So shall we bind up this session? Cheers.
Yes. Can you just check the chat section? There are few questions I think you have missed out.
Vishal have also sent one comment. Vishal is saying you said
Yes.
that you got to know all team members very well. So I want to ask you, do you feel like someone in your team also deserved to be recommended and he didn't, and why?
Yeah, I felt that eventually everyone in our batch felt that one guy is just number 7. His name was Saurabh also. Yeah, many felt that he will get recommended because he was performing well in everything. So even in command task, as I told, everybody pointed out his name. They called him for command task basically. So I don't know, like where he lacked, but in terms of me, I thought even he will get selected, and yeah, but I don't know exactly why he wasn't selected. I can't. Even he was really good. If you ask me, even he had potential to get recommended in that batch.
Chetna is asking, you think group performance matters or just individual?
Yeah, group performance also matters, even individual perform matters, but don't be always don't go, like, we all know what is the motto of our armed forces. So service before self. So always don't consider your individual performance only. So when you are doing any group task, go with the group. Don't go like, if your group is going in some direction, don't go. If even if you're right, and if your group is going somewhere in other direction, go and stick to that group. Because if you are going only in one direction, if and your whole group is going in other direction, it will not be good. So as for I have only one experience of SSB. So as far as I knew my experience, I think go with the group. If your group is performing really well, that will be a good point to be noted, because individual performance doesn't matter so much. Yeah.
Gaurav, can you specify your query? What about OIR? Like at what numbers? I'm not getting this question. You can unmute yourself because only 2 minutes are left. Gaurav has wrote, what about OIR? Like at what numbers?
OIR, nothing number, because OIR was very simple, very direct. If you practice a week before your SSB also, you can crack that. It was not at all complicated. So going to numbers, I can't tell really like what is the cutoff for that. I have no idea about the cutoff, but
But it's
basically
very
how
basic.
much you can. Yeah, basic questions. Yeah, I can tell only so much.
Okay, Shreyas, I think now we have taken all questions from the aspirants. Himanshu is asking, what was your level of communication skills? Can you rate yourself from 1 to 5?
Yeah, my communication is basically where you can convey what you want to convey. A skills is not your English skills or grammar skills. So if in that terms I could convey what I want to convey in front people in front of me, so I would rate myself at 5.
Exactly. It's a power of expression. Doesn't matter how you speak, how, like, if you make grammatical errors, that will work, but
No
your
problem. Yeah.
message must be clear.
Yes.
Ash, you are a bit late. Shreyas, now, this meeting will end.
Yeah.
Okay, we are having few seconds. So,
And I think if they have any queries, they can
yeah, I
DM
will share
me,
your
or you
contact.
can you can also DM Ankush, and he can direct that message to me if it is related to me. I will help you guys. No problem in that. Yeah.
Please share your questions in a respective group. Now I am binding up this session. Thank you so much, Shreyas, and all the best to you for your academy days. See you there in academy and see you in
Thank you so
uniform
much.
soon. We wish you